My name is Antonio Record, aka Mr. OU. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but grew up in Richardson, Texas. That probably started in Dallas. Growing up, as I got older, I can buy my own clothes. I started just wearing OU every day. So only true friends knew my real name or my nickname that everybody gave me. But then after I started meeting people, I just started calling me OU. It's easy to remember. I wear it every day. So then friends just start saying Mr. OU or OU. So that's how I got the name in Dallas. And as I moved here, I just decided, you know what? I want to dress up. Always have, always wanted to. Wasn't looking for no attention or anything like that. I just wanted to go crazy and heard God speak to me, and everything just came together. So I decided to come with a mohawk, make up a chain. Had some people at my job where I was working at help me with it, and next thing you know, some of the other stuff I had since I was doing it in Dallas, but not dressing up as that extent. So I guess that's how I became Mr. OU, and everybody else just went along with it and just became a thing now, I guess. I wanted to really good just dress up. So thought about what can I wear on my head. So I came up with a mohawk. Found one online. It was originally red, green, and some other colors. So I was like, how can I get it red like that? So I bought red spray paint, spray painted it for like 2 days, 3 days straight, back and forth, cover everything up to get real hard. Then I was like, well, I should get a visor. So ended up getting a visor, therefore can go around it, and ended up putting Mr. OU on the side. So the first one I had, it was the kind of the shirt tie that you can buy. I've been having that for a long time. So then the pants, the shorts I came up with, I just kind of spray painted them and got them, kind of just starting out basically. I wasn't expecting anything from it. And the socks I've been had. So that's basically my outfit, a mohawk. And I met this gentleman, and he gave me the glasses that matched my whole outfit, and that's how it became with my outfit. So you get the red mohawk, you get the visor, you get the glasses, you get the OU Mr. OU chain, you get the socks high to the knees. I wear the shoes either that came out that year, or I might even have some created. And that first year I actually had some Chuck Taylors that I used to wear around my neck and get them signed by players. So that's basically my outfit the first year. Let's see, my first time going, I was nervous by myself because that's basically, I'm the biggest OU fan in my family. Been like this, like I say, since I was little. So I went by myself the first time dressed up. It just already pumps in my blood already the night before, knowing I'm going to a game. So I'm already crunk. So what I try to do is when I get in there, met Clay Conrad, actually. They call it the Turn Up Tailgate. His family was one of the first families that actually kind of took me in and let me hang out with them, and then that's how I start doing things. And then I just hang out a little bit, chill, and then next thing you know, I get in there and I just try to go crazy, act like a little kid in a candy store. You're seeing all that red here in the crowd, student sections, other people's dressed up. First time, like I said, I had to learn a lot, as far as rituals, things like that, because I really didn't make it down to too many games. I went back and forth, and so I always wanted to do something, and that's what I do, man. And when I tell you, it drains me when I tell you. I never would thought I would go up and down the steps to take pictures with people. It just, all of a sudden, I just started taking pictures, and it turned into a thing. Mr. OU takes pictures with you. And I go around the first half or so, and I try to get everybody involved, meet people. I just love talking to people, so that's one thing really why I do it. And that's basically how I kind of get my ritual started. I kind of relax a little bit right before it, and once I step through the doors, it just goes off. I'm crazy, boomer sooner. I don't care what nobody thinks, what everybody says, or anybody. I just love what I do. I just love OU, and I just have a passion for it, And I went to my first game dressed up as Mr. OU. I came back to my desk and I heard just calling, just heard God say, follow them everywhere. So my first road game was TCU. Um, this gentleman took a picture of me and put it on Twitter, and kind of was spreading like, who is this gentleman? Where does this guy come from? Who is this? But the game, when I kind of really felt like, wow, you're starting to have a little name about yourself. You're starting to being a little popular, I should say, because I'm very humble. I wasn't looking for none of that. So it was the Big 12 game. And I went outside at halftime, ate a sandwich. Next, you know, took a picture with one person. I looked up, I had a line, probably about 50 people to take pictures with me. That's when I was like, wow. Then I come from a road trip with Bill and JT, who also been a huge fan. They've been around for a long time doing it. They fell in love with me. We went on a road trip that year to West Virginia and so far. And when I came back that Monday, some of my co-workers were like, hey man, you're starting to get a little popular, man. You're on the front page of MSN Sports, where they were talking about doing the horns down, which is my favorite thing to do. And I was like, wow. But I just was like, man, that ain't nothing. And find out somebody else called me like, hey man, you're on the Jim Rome show. They got your picture upside down horn talking about the Longhorns doing the sign, don't like it. And somebody hicks me up and said, hey man, you're in the hype videos for them. You're in this commercial. I'm like, wow, you know. But that's about it. That's when I kind of knew, like, wow, Mr. OU guess I'm pretty popular now. If you want to say football, it's probably the first game, because you can go back there and they actually talk to you. So as I start doing that, I always just like to go back there, get autographs. I used to do it before. I used to dress like that when I knew I didn't stay here. So it's just a fun thing to do. But after a while, when you start seeing them, hey man, we follow you. Hey Mr. OU, we'll see you up here. Hey, we'll see you there. I'm like, that's when I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And their parents come up to me and say thank you and appreciate for everything you do, your love and passion. Like I say, my goal is to make you smile. My goal is to let you experience another part of the game. I take pictures because people that's less fortunate, that can't make it to the games, that's big OU fans like I am, or super fans like I am, they can see different parts of the elements from my eyes, my point of view, and things like that. To start off with basketball first, I remember this gentleman took care of his mom and dad at a grocery store. Mom and dad fell in love with me. Son comes in, wanted to meet me, and it was like, I never heard nobody talk about you like my mom and dad does. So he ended up giving me season tickets to see the basketball team when we had Buddy Hill. So I got to meet Buddy Hill, that whole group. Got to meet other players from other teams that came up to me, but that was before it was really Mr. OU. I used to wear this little wagon on my head and dress up still a little bit. And got to meet one of my, I got to meet so many when I tell you I've been doing it. It's pitiful, but one of my favorites that I really actually got to talk to, meet his mom, they would ask about me, he would come up to me, was Trey Norwood. Met him as a freshman on the field, introduced me, turned out his friend was next to me, told me about him. He went in, and I've been following him ever since he was a freshman and got so many pictures of him developed into his, getting bigger and everything with his mom and dad. So he was one of my favorites, I should say. But I love them all, you know what I'm saying? Whoever gives me the time of day just to say hi, I'm like a little kid too. I would love autograph too, and I'm big fans, just like you guys are fans of me. You should, as you tell me. Baylor, man, Jalen, we were down. I walked around and told everybody, we're going to come back, keep your spirit. And that was the game, me, Bill, and JT, and Lori, we all walked down the middle of the of the Baylors where they come through, the walkthrough. We didn't know, but hey, that was one of the games that was probably, I really liked, I enjoyed. We came back, plus we won. Kansas State stood out. We lost that game, but those fans, I should say, was one of the best fans that I have met in a long time. They actually came down and said, thank you for showing up. You made it seem like it was 2 games in one, watching you and watching the game. Wish we'd have pulled it off and won, but Kansas State stands out. One of the ones, the Big 12 championship. The call he called the cornerback blitz, and we got the fumble, and we needed that one. That was a big one. When I tell you that was like experience no other. I didn't know I was kind of that popular out of Oklahoma until you get other fans come up to you and say, "Hey man, I'm just a big sports fan, and I know, man, wow, that was amazing. The way the people treated me, when we went to the aquarium, how the band came in and they had the pep rally. LSU had the pep rally. The aquarium was amazing how they had it, the experience of it. The stadium, like I say, is just, and then I met the Atlanta group that's been wanting to meet me, that's what amazes me the most. But that experience was like no other. Wish we could have won it, but that was a great experience. I loved it. I loved it. Atlanta was very nice. Traffic was bad, but other than that, I loved it. When COVID hit, it changed everything. I was on a quest to complete every sport just about to go to as Mr. OU. So I didn't really know how it was going to go coming into this year until a couple of fans just called me, "Hey, we got extra tickets. We need you here. It's not the same without you." When you hear fans tell you, "Mr. OU, you made it seem normal, you here." Just by me being there was experience in itself. Letting people know everything still is going to be all right. You can still smile through this. We're going to get through it. We're going to get back to normal. So that was experience because I'm a very people's person. So I love people. I told people and I told my family, like, you know what? If God meant for me to catch it, I would catch it. But He knows I meant to go bless somebody, to make someone smile, to make someone happy. So if somebody's seen me on TV and I changed their way or how they felt just because of seeing me, I did my job. And I think that's what being Mr. OU is all about. The people I meet, the kids, this gentleman I met at a lacrosse game. Kid came down, fell in love with me, asked his mom and dad, "Hey, can I take him out on the field?" Because one of the parents here is sees me at a football game and his son plays for lacrosse. We got out there, and that was right before COVID hit. Right after, 2 weeks after Kobe died, OSU and OU played. And me and the little kid, we did everything. I wish I could remember his name, but if he sees it as this, he would know who he is. And his mom messaged me and says, "God brought you here to meet my son. He was on his deathbed a couple of years ago because of a disease, and God healed him. He wants to play lacrosse professional, and he wants to go to OU. You just made all his dreams come true by taking him out on that field. He doesn't react to people, and he just stuck to you like glue." That touched me right there. And then the week before, I met another little kid and his dad at a basketball game in Oklahoma City. They've been wanting to meet me, took pictures. Second half, the little kid comes to me. You would think he's my son. He got to do everything you could think of. Be on TV, get all type of stuff, cheerleaders, pictures. And his dad sat about 5 rows behind us and just let him enjoy himself. As I left, I look on my page and I see people saying, "Man, Mr. OU, you just blessed that family for a couple of hours. They just lost their mom to a bacterial disease." That's when I realized Mr. OU is bigger than what I thought. When you meet someone and says, "Hey, this is my last game, and I really want to take a picture with you and meet you because I'm about to die in 2 months," that is like the humblest thing you can ever feel. And I cried, to be honest with you, at the softball game. I was about to take some pictures, and I was taking pictures with people with the World Series thing out there. I moved out a couple people's way. Next thing you know, I look up, I got a line as long as that. And I just cried. The lady asked me, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yes." It's just happy feeling, like, wow, you guys are really, wow, I can't even explain it. Try not to cry now, but that's just how I am. So let's start off. Football, as everybody know. Basketball, women's and men's. One weekend, I think I did lacrosse, women's tennis, men's rugby, men's basketball, and wrestling all in one. So I think I got soccer left, men's and women's soccer, men's baseball at home, but I seen them on the road. Volleyball, because they definitely been asking me to come, and I'm gonna make it volleyball. I promise. Hockey, golf. Oh, I got an outfit for that one. I can't wait till I make it to a golf. So hopefully somebody can get me to a golf, and I can make it to a golf. Track and field. I did cross country in Tulsa. If I'm missing something, that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Maybe men's tennis. Yes. It's been hard to get to the women's game, period, because they're so great. So I never been to them at home. The last one I seen was in 2019 when we lost to UCLA. That was the last one I went to up there. So when I found out that they playing and got the Super Regionals at home, I started following them. Well, I've been following, but I started going to the games and dressing up as Mr. OU to represent. I went every day. I cheered, I yelled. As you see, my voice is finally coming back. So when they made it to College World Series, 45G, her family fell in love with me and said, "Hey, we got to have you here," and offered to let me get on their family's list to come to the game. So that's how I got to go to the Women's World Series because of that, and I thank them very much. And it was a blessing sitting with them and the whole family section and everything, and how they greeted me and made me feel special and wanted there. So I traveled from Norman to Oklahoma City. I stayed until we was going to lose, which I know we wasn't going to lose. I knew we was going to win that World Series. Sometimes the journey is just even better when you got to go through obstacles. So I went through rain. I went through the heat. Mohawk got messed up in this process, but got that refixed. So I've been following them since they started the Super Regionals. Oh my God. That day coming in, I got up early. I knew we were going to win. I just knew. It wasn't no doubt. Knew G was gonna be on the mound. Her dad felt it. Crowd felt it. Turn out, here's a little secret. So I get to sit next to the other pitcher's mom, number 4, and she gave me gum. We start hitting. So every game she started giving me gum. The one game she forgot to give me gum, we lost to that Florida State game. So gum and taking pictures with them was the tradition. Once we got gum in my mouth, it seemed like our bats warmed up. I'm not saying it was a thing, but I swear that's what it seemed like. And even the parents was like, "Did you give him his gum?" Seeing the home runs go over there, I got some good recordings of the parents, their reactions when the ball comes back to them in the College World Series. Seeing the ex-players, how crunk they were. If you hear some of the chants, it sound like the stadium. They went on one side, did a Boomer, went on the other side, did the Sooner. So that was amazing. Just being there for a national championship, shed of tears, being there for them to even actually give me a ball sign, and Miss Patty tell them, that was just a blessing in there. So, and the family said, "Hey, next year they want to make me some softball ball nets, to go around my neck for Mr. OU softball, So I made more friends there. And one thing I did tell you, my legs wasn't too bad. The stadium's not that big like football, so I did go up and downstairs and met a lot of people from all over. All fans were very nice from everywhere. I just want to say thank you for your love and support for following Mr. OU and everything that I do. I just want you to continue to support me. This is helping me get to the games, to cheer on the teams, and to do things like that. So remember, you can also go get my shirt on Amazon. I have more coming. We have things like that. All of my links to follow me is all going to be listed below. I just want to say thank you. Boomer Sooner for life. Over and out. Mr. OU always. Bam.